What's up? So this video is real exciting. We're meant to die. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. So you should live now and do what truly matters to you. Whatever it is, whatever you want to do. Don't listen to other people. They're not in control of you. The best thing in life is control, gaining control. And you might have lost it before, or you might lose it, but the greatest strength is control. Because once you control, then you can do anything you want, and you can manifest it into your reality, into the physical, because that's where we're at, and you can be in control of everything. And this is your appetite, your way of life, and things you want to do. You are in control, and that's the greatest thing. A lot of people, control's a little bit more than discipline. When you're in control, you take charge. You know what's gonna happen, almost as if you're a sidekick. You don't let people tear you down, and you control your emotions well, and you manifest them in the reality when you need to. And you take life on as how you want it, being happy all the time. It's not something to try to do, you just are. And whatever that you want in life, though, it could be different things, not necessarily happiness, but for the majority and like the pinpoint, that's excellent. People always crave things and lust things, which is fine. But are you setting forth to go get those goals? Are you in control of your reality to make it happen? A lot of people aren't. A lot of people, give up. And that's pretty much it. Or they don't necessarily try or look or research enough. Or they settle down, which it's all an option. But it's about how you're going to control your life, because no one else is controlling it for you. Once you put it into someone else's hands, whether it's your girlfriend, your spouse, your husband, if you feel connected to your family, if you don't, to the government, society, once you give those chains away, then you're locked up, and there's no escaping that. So you got to feel for you, because other people aren't. No one's going to experience what you're experiencing. So go live that experience and fulfill it. Feel it. Because life is a feeling. We are here in the manifest in reality. That's why we're in the physical form. Whatever that is. But people talk about spirituality and different dimensions and yada yada yada. That's nice, but at the end of the day, we are in the physical reality to experience it. Sex, love, hate, anger, emotions, sadness, maybe nostalgia. These things are coming for a reason. We're here to create. People bring illusions and mirages to you and want you to get sucked into their depression, their society, their way of life. But meanwhile, that's not for you. You don't have to follow anybody or listen to anybody. You abide by yourself. You're in control. That's something to take away, along with what I said at the beginning of the video. Because you manifest your reality as a physical being. You can do meditation, which is fine, but you're always coming back to reality. So what do you want in your life? Do you want love, happiness, maybe secureness, health? Or do you want something that's detrimental, negative, not for you, not doing what you want to do, because there's something you want to do and everybody has it. Now the topic of the video was, of course you're in control, but we are meant to die. We're not meant to live forever. Everything has a cycle. So be glad to die. If you've never been close to death or scared of death, that's because you've never lived, and you never had that experience. Because only the people that, some percentage, small percentage of people, they have to see death to actually make them alive again, or make them feel something that touches their soul. Because people get caught up in everyday lives of secureness and modernality that they forget that you could die any second. That could be your last breath. This could be the last time you see someone, not retrospectively that they died, just maybe you just never see them again, or maybe they do die and you never get to see their physical form again. Maybe you don't get to do something that you want to do. What was I saying on that specific right there? You know, you never know. I guess I was saying you never know when's the last time. This could be your last basketball game. You could be paralyzed for the rest of life. You could never want to play basketball again. Or, you know, you could not end up playing basketball for a while. And that goes along with anything. This could be your last time you kissed your girlfriend. The last time that, I don't know, you get to meet somebody in particular, or do a certain activity in general, because something happens, or you never do it again, or you never want to do it again, purposely or intentful. So do it like it's your last, but scratch that. Do it like you mean it. Kiss your girlfriend or boyfriend like you mean it. You know, like you actually want her, and do you actually want him or her? You know, just don't give that generic kiss every time. Of course, you have to experience it to know what it is, and is it fake love, is it real, but do you really mean it? And this isn't just with love with people physically, this is love with the world and with yourself. Everything happens in yourself, so when you feel good inside, you feel good outside. Take away from this video, anything that goes on in the outside world is a self-reflection from inside. You know, if you're happy, then your whole world's brightened up. Then you want to expand and rise and love and be happy all the time. Not even being happy, you just are the natural state of being. Someone is hating, but it doesn't really affect you because you're in control. This is perfect. When you're in control, that means, you know, you just have that rhythm of life and everything's on cue. You know, you're not doing something too long because then it drains your energy, and you're not tiring yourself out. You know, specific times when to take those breaks, and vice, etc. You just know it's just the rhythm of life, and it goes so well with you and fits, and the whole life, it just connects, and everything seems to happen. Perfect timing is a real thing. It's called rhythm of life, and it would just come and go. You'll take breaks when you need it. You'll eat when you want. You'll sleep when it's right. You'll make love when it's right, and do all the activities perfect timing, as if you know, it was unreal. But it almost feels unreal, but when it's going through you and you're experiencing it, it's so perfect and real. It's like heaven or like a fantasy, and you're living it. But we are living it. That's why you need to get in control. We're meant to die, so live now. And I don't mean to be cliche, but you gotta take responsibility of it and actually do what you want to do. We're gonna die anyway, so how do you want to spend your time? Whether or not you had faced death or been close to it, that's okay. But now is your time. You know, some people had to see that side to wake up, or they might just be a circumstance in a life where they run into that. Now they see things differently, and this is where your perspective changes. How do you want to be? You know, you don't even gotta worry about the future if you're not somewhere you're at now. Just be glad at where you are, because the moment is now and you're living it. So what else is going on? You know, if you're not sick, then it's your chance to live it up, an opportunity, and be happy. Don't be fearful. Drop your anxiety and have confidence. That's what makes a person. But being in control, knowing when to speed up and slowing down and taking your time with things. And this goes not just with like sex or basketball, you know. And a good an analogy I was gonna make was with the A-Team. I remember that they had perfect timing in the movie. That's kind of what you want to aim for if you ever seen that action hero movie. There's also like boxers and maybe UFC fighters and anybody that does sports necessarily, you know, and they don't go all out. They always conserve energy. And what do I mean by this? A boxer doesn't go into the first round thinking like, oh, this round's gonna be it. That's a good thing to have, but let's say he did go in the round, the 15 rounds that they usually do, and this can be compared with anything. They go all in because you want to be in control. If the boxer went all in, he knows he has 15 rounds. You don't want to go all out in the first round because he's going to be exhausted and he's going to use all his energy, while the other guy, maybe he didn't connect with the other guy enough, or he missed, or the other guy blocked him or dodged him, or the other guy has more energy than him, just, you know, or was being more defensive, or there's so many ways, or he was more offensive even though. So as you can see, if he did go all out in the first round, he's exhausted, and he's just gonna get exhausted all the other rounds. And he could have heart, yes, but he's gonna be exhausted. They don't go in like that. They conserve their energy, and it's really hard to see with boxers because they're really good at it and they're so used to it. And you don't see the other dynamics of life. But they don't go all in, because if they go all in, they'd be exhausted. Now, this is where control comes in. You want, you know, going all in is different from being in control. You want to have patience, and you want to, this goes along with confidence. It goes hand in hand. And this is, I think, one of the greatest things to master. It kind of goes with discipline, but it's in control, and you'll know when you're in control because you'll feel it. The confidence will be there. There won't be no anxiety. You'll be wise with your choice of words. And yeah, just like I noticed, the best times and my favorite times in my life were when I was in control, where I didn't necessarily rush things. The best basketball games that I played were the ones, you know, where I kept my cool the whole time. I didn't exert my energy. I was just in balance. Like, you never want to go fully, you don't ever want to do full sprints. You want to where you're at the end of it, you can't move. You want to do like 80%, where you still have some energy at the end, because then you'd be exhausted and you wouldn't be able to go. You never want to go all out unless you absolutely have to, because when you go all out, you lose focus and energy, and it's almost impossible to maintain that velocity at that speed. It's better to go at a moderate speed and again build your way up, stepping stones and slow. You can't sprint all day, and you certainly can't even jog all day. And if you can, it wouldn't be at a super constant pace. You would slow down eventually. You could probably walk all day at the same pace. And this is where, you know, the whole pace comes in. And this is how you build momentum to keep going. You know, slow and steady wins the race. The tortoise versus the hare. There's more to this. That's just a little story. And it does mean a lot, but a lot of people don't see the analogy and bring it in comparison to real life. Because, you know, the tortoise just went slow, but he kept going and he never stopped. The bunny probably went all out and the hare went all out and exhausted itself. And you can see the thing is the tortoise won the race. I did see something funny where someone posted something and the tortoise ended up eating the hare, and that's why he won the race. But you can see vigilantes. We're gonna die. We're meant to die. We're not immortal. Our souls are, but we're in this physical body and we're meant to live. And I'm here giving this message to you. So how do you feel about it? What inspires you? What motivates you to really live the life you want to do? Whether it's climbing trees, throwing bricks, making paintings, ice skating, diving, visiting so-called exotic places, because they're exotic to you, but the people who live there, it's probably not necessarily exotic at all, especially if they stay there all the time. Do you want to travel? Do you want to play hockey, box? You know, how do you want to build your life? And it's all up to you. And this is when you get that control. You know where you want to go, where you're destined to be, and everything's fine. You won't have anxiety or worry about the future, because it's now. So take a deep breath and enjoy your life. Make sure you're healthy, and then take the next step. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. You just know you're going to die. It's inevitable. Don't worry about dying. Worry about living. Because that's what other people aren't doing, or a lot of people aren't doing. And it's up to you to do that. No one's going to choose it. No one's going to force it. People are going to control you, try to make you feel how they feel and do things that they want to do. But that's not you. Tune into yourself. You know, gain control. You might have to completely lose control, intently or not on purpose, and then boom, you learned your lesson. But it's up to you to keep it steady and win the race like the tortoise. That's a good comparison, so look into that. And the thing about going all in, just being there and having momentum, because momentum will increase slowly. So don't exhaust yourself. That's all. So tell me, what makes you want to live?